Hello dear fans. How bituminous coal is formed. The formation of fossil coal is the next stage after the formation of peat. For peat to turn into coal, certain conditions must be met. Peat formation conditions. It takes a long time to turn peat into coal. Peat layers gradually accumulated in the peat bogs, and from above the ground was overgrown with more and more plants. At depth, the complex compounds found in decaying plants break down into simpler and simpler ones. They are partially dissolved and carried away by water, and some of them pass into a gaseous state, forming methane and carbon dioxide. Bacteria and various fungi that inhabit all swamps and peat bogs also play an important role in the formation of coal, as they contribute to the rapid decomposition of plant tissues. Over time, in the process of such changes, carbon begins to accumulate in peat, as the most persistent substance. Over time, carbon in peat becomes more and more. An important condition for the accumulation of carbon in peat is the lack of oxygen access. Otherwise, carbon, combining with oxygen, would turn into carbon dioxide and evaporate. The layers of peat, which are converted into coal, are first isolated from the air and the oxygen contained in it by the water that covers them, and from above by the newly emerging layers of peat from the decaying layer of plants and new thickets growing on them. Coal stages. The first stage is lignite, loose brown coal, most similar to peat, not of the most ancient origin. The remains of plants are clearly visible in it, especially wood, since it takes longer to decompose. Lignite is formed in modern peat bogs of the middle zone, and consists of reeds, sedges, peat moss. Wood peat, which forms in a subtropical strip, such as the swamps of Florida in the United States, is very similar to fossil lignite. Brown coal is created when plant debris decomposes and changes more. Its color is black or dark brown, wood remains are less common in it, and there are no plant remains at all. It is stronger than lignite. When burning, brown coal emits much more heat, since there are more carbon compounds in it. Over time, brown coal turns into bituminous coal, but not always. The transformation process occurs only if the brown coal layer sinks into the deeper layers of the Earth's crust when the mountain building process takes place. To turn brown coal into black coal or anthracite, you need a very high temperature of the Earth's interior and a lot of pressure. In coal, the remains of plants and wood can only be found under a microscope. It is shiny, heavy, and hard, almost like a stone. The black and lustrous coal called anthracite contains the most carbon. This coal is valued above all else, as it gives the most heat when burned. Thanks for watching.